Good morning, folks. As you can hear, it is a good day to be a duck, and they know it, and they want to come out. It is time to release the Quackin'. Yes. You guys ready? Ready to come out? That's a silver appleyard drake. They're just huge ducks. It makes me see why people say they're a good dual breed. And I've got poor Stupid over there. I'll have to after we're done videoing, I'll have to go chase her up front. She refused to go to bed last night, so she's now on the wrong side of the fence, aren't you, girl? You got left behind 2 nights in a row. Let's see if you can figure this out. We'll take that down for her and see if she finds her way under. I got a gate problem I got to fix there. Go back. Go back. Let's see if you figure it out before the turkeys come. Go on. There you go. The problem is that as soon as they see that, they know. We'll get this fixed soon. You guys stay in there. All right, so why Duck Chronicles today? Well, it's been a while since I did one, but it's also a good day for one. As you can tell, it's rained again. And I'm going to say that this is one of our driest springs we've ever had. And it's becoming one of the best summers for rain we've ever had. It's weird. Usually we get inundated with rain in the spring, and then we get almost nothing in the summer. The last time I did a Duck Chronicles, we had rain. It was about 2 weeks ago. We had a major rain event. Today's a Thursday, and Monday we had a good rain. It wasn't major. It didn't fill the swales. When I came out, there was, a little bit of water in the bottom of them. It lasted until noon the next day, that type of thing. But then last night, we had like a 40% chance of rain. Started hearing rumble and thunder in the distance. Look at the radar. Looked like everything was falling apart, not going to make it here. An hour later, it was coming to flood. And based on my empty buckets and pools that I place strategically around whenever rain's on the way, I can tell you that last night, no matter what the weather guesser said, we got like 2 inches. And not only did we fill the swales, we overflowed them. We filled every swale on the property. Small swales feeding into big swales holding water until they can't hold anymore, and then discharging. And that means it's a good day to be a duck. And now we're in July, and look how green the property is. Usually, even with everything I've done, by July the property's pretty brown. Not this year. I might have to mow. I don't want to, because I know the day that I mow will be the last day that we see rain until like mid-September, and it will just scorch the earth if I do it, even with the blade all the way up. But well, you want to talk about some happy ducks? You can see even our bottom swale, and this is always the last one to fill up because it only has the catchment in between these two. So basically, unless that one overflows, this one's not going to fill. And not only did it fill, you can tell right there, it discharged out the sill. So once again, another 26,000 gallons of water that would have went down that road back there has been infiltrated into this piece of property. We do have one, I don't want to call it a design flaw, because it's not really a design flaw. For 2 years it was fine, and then farmer error, i.e. me, caused a problem that's just not recovering. We're going to have to take a more aggressive approach to fixing. I'll show you here in just a second. But these swales, for those that are new to permaculture and design, remember that berm is not what holds the water in. The ditch holds the water in. The berm is the result of creating the ditch, and the ditch is on contour. That means that ditch is dead level. That's why even with all the water, it's better to look at this one here, right? With all that water in it, except where the ducks are splashing around, you see no movement. It sits there like a pond. And basically a swale, it's a good way to think of it. It's a very, 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 very shallow and very, 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 very temporary pond. When it rains, it will fill up. By midday today, that'll be about half full. By midday tomorrow, it'll be bone dry unless we somehow get rain again. That's why no mosquito comments. There's no mosquito problem here, because if we do get some mosquitoes laying their larvae in here, what's going to happen is they might be in there long enough to hatch and start wiggling around. The water level is going to go down, and then the ducks are going to come in and eat a bunch of dead, dry mosquitoes, and whatever they don't eat is high phosphorus fertilizer, okay? It just doesn't stay there long enough. Here's the problem we have. And you can see this erosion created between this sill and the next swale. But here's the sill, by the way, is where we have an opening, and we have that ground. We pounded it flat with the excavator, and we let that water sheet out. For 2 years, this looked beautiful. And one day I was filling a swimming pool, and I had the swimming pool sitting here. It was one of the big pools, like that. Put the garden hose in it, walked back there to take care of something else, and 3 hours later went, oh crap, I left the water on. So what happened is the water hose fell out of the, once it got full, it pushed itself out, and it sat here jetting through here instead of being a sheet, which is how it was designed. And it caused erosion here that we've just never really recovered from. Now that said, you can see the water that's moving through here even now. It's crystal clear, but what we've done is we've placed mulch in here to try to encourage regrowth, and it just keeps moving. Every time we get a rain, it moves that mulch out. So what's the design solution to this? Well, one is, yeah, we want to bring in some fill, maybe some compost to kind of reestablish basically the contour of this land is flat. But what we need to do is, you have traffic that's moving too fast. What do? You put in a speed bump. So what we need to do is build several very, very low bumps. Like I think, what do they used to call those when we used to ride bikes? A whoop-de-doo or whatever, right? Where you had multiple jumps in a row, okay? But very, very shallow. I'm talking about maybe 1 inch high and about, for that 1 inch high, maybe almost a foot wide. And then skip about 3 feet, 4 feet, and then do another one. And then skip about 3 or 4 feet and do another one. So the water can still get over it, but really, really slowly, and it'll actually, we don't want it all sheeting around. We want some of it to sheet around. That means why we want to make these berms, which are really just, again, maybe that high, about 3 times as wide as the pathway. So as that water spreads out, seeps through and around, it actually will become deposition traps, and it'll actually, whatever it does bring with it will deposit at these different locations so that this actually can grow back. Because what's happened is we've never gone long enough without rain, with all this shade and what have you here, to really get a good establishment back here. So that's like one problem we have. We have more than one problem, but that's probably one of the ones that's easily addressed, so we'll do that. I'll just have to teach my farmhand how to make a berm and give him a wheelbarrow and a load of soil, and he's good to go. But this is going to be a good day, guys. It's going to be a good summer, and I'm really happy to see it. I'm excited to see it because we had a very low yield of our spring fruits because it was so dry. It rained everywhere but here. What I mean is, it rained to the south of us, it rained to the west of us, it rained to the north of us, and it rained behind me to the east of us. And when the rain came in, every time we had a storm coming in the spring, it just kind of fell apart and reformed on the other side of us and rained north, south, east, and west of us, but left a hole here. And I mean, we went like 80 days without a drop in the spring, which is insane around here. But the temperatures were cool, so we were able to handle it. I planned to do this video today anyway, but I was going to be walking in there. I'm not going to be walking in there now. That will go over my boots, but I wanted to show you we have a pretty good fruit set on elderberries. We have some of our first ripe ones hanging right there, but you can see clumps up in the branches. So we'll have a good elderberry yield. Make us some elderberry mead. And the ducks and I will be having a good day. Hope you guys are too. Hope you're making progress on your own homesteads if that's your thing. And if you just check us out because you like to see the ducks, hope you enjoyed seeing them, because this is a good day to be a duck. Let's go take one more look at swimming ducks, because if you want to see a happy duck, you check out swimming ducks, especially ducks that, most of the time their swimming is confined to one of those kiddie pools, which are on rest duty today. They get something like this. It's a good day to be a duck, isn't it, girls? See, that's Welsh Harlequin there. She's a 1.5 years old. She's still coming out of molt. Whereas you can see that Indian Runner right there, she looks really nice. Her colors are good. That's because she's only about 5 months old right now. So we're in an egg laying, low right now. And we're waiting for these new slackers to hit about 22 to 24 weeks, which won't be until August, and they'll start laying. By then, our molting birds should be at high yield again, and we should have more eggs than we've ever had going into fall. Not that we've ever had ever, but that we've ever had going into fall. Go on, go in your water. Okay, you can see that Drake rowing right there. The one looks like a big mallard. See how pale he is? That girl right there, the one that was, I think, no, it's not her. It's a different one. But with the white on her, see how she looks almost like a little bit brown tawny? She should be jet black. That's all molt. And then you got that guy right there. See her? See how she has no blue feather, and that one's just getting her blue feather back. And yet that one just past her. See this one here? That's a female silver appleyard. She's a young duck. She's not going to molt this year. Nice, pretty colors. This one coming here, there's a young duck there. No, that's an older duck. You get to where you can tell. They have a white duck here. You don't really notice colors, but you can see they look kind of dirty. Just take some time. You can see right there exactly what I'm talking about. See how light colored her back feathers are? That's because they blow all their feathers out and they're waiting to grow them back. Anyway, guys, catch up with you later.